that this seems really overwhelming, and it is now that I'm looking at it just as a pile on my countertop here, but I just want to explain to you what I take on the daily, or what I take when I feel like I'm deficient. Now, like I said, I've had my disease for 27 years. I was born with it. I was diagnosed when I was a child, so I know my body very well, and I know the symptoms of a vitamin deficiency, especially when I switch around with my diet based on my symptoms. I know when I'm just not getting what I need. So I have these three up front. First of all, I want to talk about this. I mentioned in my video that I had a panic attack over the spring thinking that there was something wrong with my thyroid. I went and got it checked out. They told me I was totally fine and I was very healthy. Even though thyroid issues do run in my family, I went and got this anyway. I will say that this does have a lot in it that I think anybody would benefit from. It has vitamin B, it has copper, it has kelp, it has cayenne pepper. This is supposed to basically help your metabolism. This is something that I don't need. I'm just finishing it. Like, I think there's maybe like 5 of these left. I had 60 tablets. But this is something meant for somebody who might have diabetes. They might have a thyroid disorder. It's basically to help your metabolism. I didn't feel a huge difference from it, to be completely honest, because I don't think I needed it, because I already take B vitamins and I already eat really healthy and I'm not flaring. But I took it anyway because I was like, oh, maybe it'll make me feel better, and I don't know. So I figured I'd throw that out there because a lot of Crohn's patients can tend to have thyroid issues. These two, iron and magnesium, I only take these when I'm feeling deficient. Unless I'm like super sore because I did a massive hike, I'll take magnesium for a couple days straight. Magnesium is something that you can easily become deficient in based on your diet, or if you're flaring and you take certain things out of your diet, or even if you're a regular person and you play around with your with the vegetable intake, it can easily magnesium can be easily deficient in your diet. So magnesium and iron you can get in certain vegetables and red meats, and sometimes I just feel like cutting out red meat for a while and seeing how I feel, and I did that this summer, and that was a huge mistake because I couldn't keep myself awake for the past 2 weeks, and I've been eating really well, but I realized that I have barely had any red meat, and I also hadn't been eating the same vegetables that I normally do that have iron in them. So I'm pretty sure I wasn't getting like any iron. So I knew that the fatigue that I was feeling super fatigued, and I think it was because I cut out red meat and I was trying to eat different vegetables, and I didn't eat the typical vegetables that I would, and I think that's what happened. So I've been taking these for the past week. I do feel better, but I just need to keep reminding myself that even though I'm doing better with my Crohn's disease, that I need to be careful playing around with my diet because I can easily become deficient. I don't have a large intestine, so I don't absorb my vitamins the same way. So anyway, I take a probiotic on the regular. I haven't found one that I love yet, and I really don't know one that I will. I don't know the one I'm going to try next. I've tried this one, and I like it. I mean, it has 120 tablets, so I still have quite a few left. I've also used the True Biotics before a couple times. It's a 30-day trial. They do have one by, what is it? There's another brand, and it's a chewable one, but that one's really expensive. So I always take a probiotic. This one I actually have to keep in my refrigerator. So I'm just gonna put that in there because I know I'll forget. I always take B vitamins. These usually are dissolvable, which is great. I have one of these at home, and I have one of these on my desk at school in my classroom. I'm female, so they always tell me that I need to make sure I'm getting my vitamin D and my calcium. It's good for my bones. Now, this summer, I completely cut out milk and creamer from my coffee. So because of that, I have been making sure that I'm trying to get a little bit more calcium because I'm not drinking milk anymore. And vitamin D you can get through different foods and getting getting natural sunlight, but I do take this on the regular because sometimes I will work really long hours in my classroom for a couple days on end and I won't get outside, and I just always make sure that I'm getting my calcium and my vitamin D. Related to that, this summer I have been trying to minimize my dairy intake, and if I do take dairy, I have been taking lactate pills. This is just the generic one from Target, and let me tell you guys, I mean, I've been tested my entire life to see if I'm lactose intolerant, and I'm not lactose intolerant, like I'm not allergic to dairy, but I am sensitive to it. And I realized over the past couple years that I'm becoming more sensitive to it, so I have started taking this because I get extremely bloated and I'm so uncomfortable at the end of the night, especially if I had something in my dinner that was dairy related. I just get so uncomfortable. So along with trying to cut out dairy products in my diet, and taking this if I do eat dairy, I'm making sure that I'm taking calcium supplements, because a lot of people can forget that, oh, I'm cutting out milk and it's going to be great, I'm going to feel so much better, but you need to make sure you're getting your calcium, because how else are you going to get it? This is a really good creamer. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Nestle kind of creamers that are dairy related. I love the creamers that are like peppermint patty and the Christmas ones, but this is a really good creamer considering that it's dairy free, and it's by the same brand of milk that I get. I get Silk Almond Milk, and Silk Almond Milk has, where is it? It has 45% calcium in it, which is pretty good. It's not as good as milk, but most almond milks are fortified with minerals in them. I can't talk. Oh, by the way, I'm trying HelloFresh and I love it. Strongly recommend it for people out there that are not flaring but kind of want to learn some easy recipes. So those are my HelloFresh bags. All right, in my last category, so I'm a teacher and I'm starting school this week, and every day this week I have been taking 500 milligrams of vitamin C. This is something that I typically don't do unless it's cold and flu season, or I'm coming back from vacation and all the kids are coming back from vacation and they're going to bring all the sickness into the classroom again. So I don't do this all the time because I think I get enough vitamin C as it is from everything that I eat and drink, but I will boost this when I'm going back into my classroom environment again, and I haven't been there in a while. I keep Zicam in my apartment, and I also keep it in my classroom. So this is the Zicam that I keep at home because it's the nasal swabs. As much as I'd love to be able to use this at work because I feel like the nasal swabs work better, this would be really awkward for me to use in front of my students. Like, can you imagine my students looking up in math class and there's a Q-tip up my nose? Like, that would just be so embarrassing. So I have the chewable Zicam tablets that work the same. You take them the same amount of time, like you take them every 3 hours the way that you would with the nasal swab. I have the chewable ones in my desk at work. And those are something very discreet that you can have in your office, anywhere you go, unless you feel, like you can go to the bathroom, and you can do this in the bathroom if you wanted to, but I have such a crazy schedule as a teacher that I can't always, escape to the bathroom and, take a pill. Or use a swab. So I prefer things, like I said, this and the dissolvable one. These are both in my teacher desk, and I can take them really quickly if I need to. So this right here, I am so glad that my friend Kristen introduced me to. Okay, I have tried so many different protein shakes. I've tried so many protein powders, and they all make me flare up. They all make me very sick. I have tried all different kinds of protein. I've tried hemp, I've tried whey, I've tried plant-based. I've just tried so many different brands. Now this is the only brand. Now what is this anyway? I don't even remember. Is this plant-based? Yeah, it says vegan. Hello, Jill. This is the only one that, one, tastes really good, and two, does not irritate my gastro tract, okay? And also, this mixes in with any flavor. This vanilla, if you mix it in with juice, it mixes great. If you mix it in with vegetables, it mixes great. Chocolate, it's great. So if you are a Crohn's patient or IBS or anything gastro-related kind of a patient, and you're a weightlifter or you're really into working out, I would highly recommend you get this one. I got this off Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you can get it in 2 days. And I've had this for quite a while. I highly recommend this, only because I've tried so many and they just don't agree with me, but this one's fantastic and I'm so glad I found you. Thank you. All right, so I want to mention a couple more things. So there are a few more vitamin deficiencies that you might have. These don't affect me, but I'm going to mention them anyway. Folate, if you're a female, is something that you can become deficient in, especially if you're cutting out vegetables or certain things in your diet, if you're flaring up. So definitely check out folate if you're feeling fatigued, if you don't feel yourself, if you feel flu-like. Also potassium. If you don't like bananas, you need to get over it because you can easily become potassium deficient. I eat a lot of smoothies and I eat bananas a couple times a week, so I never have to worry about that. But honestly, eating one banana a week, or what, actually I don't even think you'd need one for maybe one banana every 2 weeks can actually boost your potassium levels completely. So potassium's one of them. Another one is zinc. I wouldn't recommend you taking zinc vitamins per se unless you're sick with a cold or a flu. Usually when you're having a zinc deficiency, it goes hand in hand with you having a cold or a flu. And most cold and flu products actually have zinc in them because they kind of know that you will become zinc deficient. But if you're really, really sick, they might tell you that your zinc levels are low. So zinc's one of them. What's another one? The majority of the vitamins that I showed you guys are the ones that are the top vitamins that you'd become deficient in. You can easily type it in online and say, what vitamins can I easily become deficient in? And most of the time you'll feel fatigued, you'll feel down, you'll feel very sick, or you'll just feel like something's wrong. And it might not be that you're even really getting sick. It just might be that you're not getting what you need from your food. Or if you're very, very sick, obviously you're not absorbing the nutrients that you need because your body's really ill. So you just need to make sure that you're getting your vitamins. Yeah, I mean, if you found a protein product that you really like and it really agrees with your stomach and it agrees with your gastro tract, please share it below, because I cannot find any other powders that I enjoy besides the one that I showed you. It's been so hard for me to find protein powder that doesn't make me sick. I've gone back to GNC so many times saying, I think I'm gonna die if I take this again. So I've returned so many things to GNC saying to them, this made me so sick, or I thought I was gonna die if I had one more smoothie with this in it. I mean, it's hard. It's hard for your body to break down proteins like that if you don't have part of your intestine anymore, or if you're really sick, or if you're flaring. So yeah, you just need to see what works for you. You need to do some research and things like that. Ooh, I don't know what just happened with the lighting. But anyway, but yeah, I hope this video helped you a little bit, or maybe it taught you something that you didn't know before. If you're feeling really low or down, it could be a vitamin deficiency, so you might want to get that checked out. I'm talking so fast right now, I can't even handle myself. But anyway, I'm going back to school this week. I've been taking my vitamins every day, making sure that, you know, my energy is where it should be, so that my new kiddos coming into my classroom get to meet their peppy, energetic teacher, and not the one that was tired all summer because she was iron deficient and like possibly 2 other things because I was stupid and I took things out of my diet that I shouldn't have, and la 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 la. So anyway, just make sure you're taking care of yourself, make sure that you're doing your research, and if you have any questions, ask your gastro doctor. They can easily check these things in a blood test. They can tell you what's going on. They can tell you if everything's great, and then from there you can try and figure out if it's something else. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're not flaring, and if you are, just stay strong. It'll get better. What is with this lighting? The sun just keeps going like in and out, in and out. But anyway, stay strong for me, and I will see you next time. Bye.